person waited until 4 a.m. on Sunday. And when Besigye did not respond to the many text messages, that's when he left. So by yesterday evening, his family contacted me and said he's missing. And after discussions and inquiries, we suspected that he was abducted while at the Riverside apartments by security agents from his home country, aided, facilitated by Kenyan authorities. Remember, there is no way you can take an abductee either by air or by road without going through immigration. That's why I say confidently, aided and abetted by the Kenyan authorities. Today, we have reports that he was taken before a court-martial in Uganda, just like we were suspecting. Allegations that he was found with 2 pistols here in Kenya, with which he was going to attack military installations. I wonder whether they are enough even to attack a well-guarded house, leave alone a military installation. You'd expect they would be talking of a cache of arms. How did he come with 2 pistols on board a commercial plane? Why would they not arrest him if he has 2 illegal pistols in Uganda and on Ugandan soil? These are excuses dictators give, and it looks like we have 2 dictators side by side, William Ruto and one Yoweri Museveni. I'm fearing. Everybody now fears going across the border. I wouldn't want to go to Uganda now, lest Ruto follows me there to abduct me, the way Besigye was followed by Museveni's people. What will visitors coming to Kenya feel, remembering that Turkish refugees, people legitimately registered as refugees, were kidnapped, abducted, and forcibly taken back to Turkey against the non-refoulement principle?
Okay.
What is happening in Kenya, abduction of nationals and our own nationals and foreign nationals, is actually against our own laws, the East African Community Constitutive Act, the rule of law principle, and against international law, which includes the Maputo Protocol. It is a shame that Kenya, under the 2010 Constitution, is behaving like a country without a constitution. It appears William Ruto has suspended the constitution altogether.
Okay, Madam Karua, you said that the taxi guy, from what you were told, waited until about 4 a.m. and that's when he left. Have you been able to, get a hold of the taxi guy to just get his own narration of the happenings?
I didn't consider it necessary. I am not a police investigator. If you look at my Twitter handle, I took to Twitter with the statement we made and asked the DCI to take that statement as my formal complaint as a person who had invited Dr. Besigye of a missing person. So I've reported to the DCI, to the IG on Twitter. I've attached William Ruto, Yoweri Museveni. Why would I want to talk to a taximan? They are paid investigators here in the country, security agencies.
Okay.
And now that we know he was spirited to Uganda, how did Uganda get him from Kenya without extradition? Because that is what happens when you are following somebody from another country.
Okay. And Kizza Besigye is a person who has, been in the crosshairs of Uganda's president, etc. So, as far as you know, he did not have his own security detail?
Well, we travel, I know that we all travel light. We are not a government where you select security agencies to walk around with you. Even last time I visited them in the family in their residence in the outskirts of Kampala, the only security I saw around is Museveni's police blockading the home. So Dr. Kizza Besigye, as a civilian, has the right to travel just by himself and is a regular visitor to Kenya.
Oh, okay. And just in closing, Madam Karua, what are the global optics of having these kind of situations happening in Kenya? As you have mentioned, and as my colleague Duncan Kaimba said in his story, we've had the case of the Turkish nationals. We've seen there's a gentleman from Pakistan who was killed here, and now we are seeing Besigye among others. What are the global optics on this, and what specific international laws have been broken from where you sit?
Global optics is Kenya has descended into lawlessness, and that William Ruto's regime is leading in that lawlessness. Murdering, abducting, arbitrarily arresting its own citizens, and now extending those atrocities to foreign nationals on Kenyan soil, including refugees. And that is a violation not only of the 2010 Constitution, of the East African Treaty, the rule of law principle, of the Maputo Protocol, the African Protocol on Human and People's Rights, and international human rights and refugee law. When you look at the totality of it, people abducted. Nobody can say that Kenya follows the rule of law. When a foreign government is following its own national, they request for extradition. That's what the United States did when they needed to try Kenyans who are here. That is what they did. And I don't remember which government also wanted Gishuru and Okemo. And it had to go through the courts. Why are we descending to this type of lawlessness? But anyway, it's not so surprising. William Ruto opposed the 2010 Constitution. He considered it as an inconvenience. He appears completely oblivious of the fact that constitutions are principally made to limit exercise of power by those in authority, namely governments.
Okay.
So Kenya, to the international arena, is a lawless state.
Okay.
And a dictatorship.
Thank you very much for your views on this matter that is of great concern, not just nationally, but even regionally. And Madam Karua, just on a separate note, today is the World Children's Day. And on set, we have two children who are excited to see you live. We've got a lady called Lakisha and Ethan. If you could just wish them a happy Children's Day, I'm sure it will make their night.
I wish you a happy Children's Day. Sisha, did you say?
Lakisha and Ethan.
Yes, I can't pronounce the names correctly. So, happy Children's Day, my dears.
Thank you very much, Madam Karua, for speaking to us on NTV tonight.